Hello guys, and welcome back to another Quatervois Academy video, and in this lesson we're gonna be looking at Jungle Glaive. So Jungle Glaive, we're gonna be learning it in simply 5 minutes. The first thing we need to know about Glaive is the heroic perk. Basically, all your critical attacks actually does AoE damage, but what is not told is that these critical attack animations are actually slower, and thus because of that, you cannot start a step as quickly, and of course, you can't stick to the enemy as well as you do without crit. So that's why you actually see a lot of crit builds only be used on those super bursty glaive. They go in and they don't really stick onto the enemy team. If you're going for a more sustained Serpent's Mask Breaking Point carry build on glaive, or just this jungle build on glaive, then practically you do not want to go crit because that will be counterproductive in your status stepping. Alright, so now let's head over to the A ability, Afterburn. It is basically the best part about Glaive's kit. Basically grants you insane amount of utility as a jungler here. Basically what it does is you dash into a certain direction. You can go over walls even with this ability, which grants for really nice escapes. But basically what you want to do is, of course, this ability has a few uses, and the very first one is of course to misposition and pick off an enemy team hero. So you're about to see this in the next clip where I pick up an early travel boots, because that is always good on Glaive, guys. Always pick up an early travel boots before any damage at all. I mean, apart from the two starting weapon blade. So if I head over to lane here, get my afterburn. Because my afterburn was up with weapon buff, I basically pulled off a really easy gank here, and that is one of the uses for Glaive, which is afterburn, which is to basically pick off the enemy team. Now the second usage of the Glaive Afterburn is of course to chase the enemy team, because it is a gap closer after all, and gap closers can be used to chase the enemy team at any time. So you're about to see that later on in the video. And the very last use of the Afterburn is actually to basically escape from the enemy team. Now this is actually really essential in late game team fights, because Glaive is the tankiest bunch, and Afterburn can actually be used as escape for Glaive, and allows Glaive to of course enter the fight again when he's slightly more healthy. Now, Glaive's B ability, Twisted Stroke, basically grants you a crit instantly, as you guys can tell, and also gives you passive crit chance. I think it's 25% at overdrive. So basically on Jungle Glaive, you want to be overdriving your A and B, because the ultimate overdrive doesn't really give anything except a little bit more damage, which is not really needed because one of your autos can cover up for that damage. Alright, so now we're gonna be taking a look at when the Twisted Stroke on Glaive is actually used, and most of the time it is used to chain after your auto attack to make it instant double auto combo, which basically grants you maximum burst. So yeah, the B is basically for more burst damage, and it can also be chained right after your A. In a very later clip here that I'll show you that if you can actually use it, you can actually chain your B after your A to do a very lot of burst damage. Here it is. So how you do that is basically, after you use your A ability and you have your active punt in place, what you want to do is you want to hit the enemy away, and at the exact moment they're getting hit away, you just spam tap your B ability, Twisted Stroke, and you should be able to get it off with a little bit of practice. It's easy to do. So we're gonna move on for our final ability, of course, the ultimate ability. Now this ultimate ability deals a burst of damage. This is just a small bonus, because actually the main thing about Glaive's ultimate ability is it grants passive lifesteal, and basically how you stack your ultimate stacks is at the side of your screen. You see the red thing there, there's your blood song stacks. Max stack of 20, and at 20 stacks you gain 24% lifesteal, and that is more than a Serpent's Mask. So of course it stacks with lifesteal items you get, so that's always nice. Alright, so now the build for Glaive is of course, for Jungle Glaive, you tend to want to go for Tension Bow for the early game, build into a breaking point so you can actually do really well in mid-game team fights, build a Serpent's Mask or Shift for extra lifesteal. Serpent's Mask if the enemy team don't have a lot of sustain, if your team is short of mortal wounds, then go for Shift. And then of course, I'll probably build into an Aegis, because a reflex belt can really be really useful, because Glaive is super susceptible to CCs and of course Atlas Pauldron. So Aegis, then I'll build into Shiver and tier 3 boots. Now the playstyle is, you want to lead your early game by ganking, and in the mid game you want to be dueling a lot with weapon buff, breaking point, level 6 blood song stacks. Basically all around mid game is all about dueling, and the late game is of course to solo. You can actually solo objectives, and you're really strong at 1v1s because of his sustain, so split pushing is the way to go. When you're team fighting, always use your base movement speed and autos and B to stack your breaking point, and only use your afterburn to escape or finish off if the enemy have just one damage threat left. Now, as Glaive, you have to be aware of CCs because those are really your only threat other than Atlas, of course, and of course watch out that you can actually do the AB combo for extra style points. And that's all for the Glaive lesson tutorial, and hope you guys enjoyed this really short tutorial and learned something from it. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button, share this video with your friends, of course subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. I'm gonna be doing daily streams, of course, and you guys can check that out as well. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoy.